join with the Centers for Disease Control to advise people to stop vaping now.
A health alert tonight. 5 deaths nationwide linked to vaping, including 1 in LA County. Tonight, we're learning 11 vaping-related illnesses have been reported right here in San Diego County. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Barbara Lee Edwards.
I'm Carlo Cicchetto. According to County Health, 4 people were sickened here during the past 3 months. The CDC is warning people who use e-cigarettes to stop until it can be determined exactly what is making people sick and is linked to those 5 deaths nationwide.
5 of those deaths were reported during the last 2 weeks, the latest in LA County. News 8's Marcella Lee is here now with this developing story. Marcella?
Barbara Lee and Carlo, San Diego County public health officials confirmed to News 8 there have been 11 local cases of illnesses associated with vaping and e-cigarettes. The age range 17 to 70 years old with the median age of 38. All were hospitalized, but there were no deaths. These statistics since June 1st, so only for the past 3 months. This as today, Los Angeles County announced its first vaping-related death and a warning.
Stop vaping now.
An emphatic plea today from Dr. Barbara Ferrer, LA County's Director of Public Health, as she announced the first known death linked to vaping here in California.
This is the 4th known death reported in the United States within the last 2 weeks.
That brings the total to 5 known fatalities in these 5 states, from California to Indiana, where officials reported their first vaping-related death today as well.
This is a tragedy for the family involved and a great concern for us at ISDH.
Patients who have been hospitalized, like Piper Johnson of Colorado, are also sharing their stories to warn others.
Oh my God, all the stuff that I've been doing, like the past 2 years that I thought was completely harmless, has silently been killing me.
Many say they used marijuana vaping products containing THC, like Adam Hergenrader of Illinois, who admits he obtained his products from the black market.
I'm 18 years old. My lungs are like a 70-year-old's.
His parents say he was hours from death.
The doctor said he would have died that night. His lungs would have collapsed and he would have died.
And with 450 cases of lung illnesses in 33 states, including 11 here in San Diego County, public health officials are joining the Centers for Disease Control and urging the public to stop using e-cigarettes as they investigate the vaping-related outbreak of respiratory illnesses.
If you're thinking of purchasing one of these products off the street, out of the back of a car, out of a trunk, think twice.
Government health investigators say they discovered a chemical, an oil derived from vitamin E, found in samples of marijuana vaping products from patients all over the country who got sick after vaping, but say they are still trying to determine what's making people so ill. Carlo?